What's up, guys? Sub-Zerek here, back for another VOD review, and today we got a really, honestly, weird one. So I was perusing the match histories of some high elo players, and I came across this game from Darth Nub. Darth Nub sitting a little above 1500 LP. He's ranked 6 NA right now, so very, very high up on that ladder. He is in this kind of little like tranche of players who are all 15 to 1600 LP that are like battling it out for those like few ranks from like 6 or 7 to like top, like 2 NA. And so I always went to VOD review Darth Nub because he's done fantastic the last few sets of TFT, and this one is no different from that, especially ladder-wise. But also, I took a look at this game, and the line Darth Nub played this game was just crazy. It just, I've never seen someone play even like half of the board that we ended up playing here. So I thought, okay, I must VOD review this game from him. We start off with just a mishmash of stuff. We have a TF if we wanted to play some kind of bilge opener, but nothing really, really strong here. And we're offered Patience of Virtue, and we kind of insta-snap pick this. Honestly, I don't even need to pause for augment selection because I do think Patience of Virtue is one of these augments that is an insta-pick. Now, why is this augment so good? Well, a few reasons. One is that Bard is a unit in the game, and so getting 4 free rerolls by 2/3 means you get to unlock Bard for free, essentially, which is really, really huge. Bard will always pay you back throughout the course of the game with enough rerolls that it's definitely worth it if you can unlock him with free rerolls to do pretty much always, especially if you are in spots where you're lost streaking. And Patience of Virtue does usually want you to lost streak because you're not going to be able to buy all these like upgrades, make your board stronger. So that's reason number one why I think this augment is just quite strong this set. Reason number two is that Ishtal is a trait that exists this set, and Ishtal really, really rewards you for having a lot of gold, for re-rolling. If you get some of these Ishtal quests that say roll your shop 12 times, 16 times, and you have a bunch of free rolls of Patience of Virtue, then all of a sudden it's really easy to complete those quests when normally it's pretty tough to actually make that happen just because there's a lot of gold that you have to invest into rolling those shops. So both of those put together, I think, make this Patience of Virtue augment just quite insane on this entire set. And so we'll imagine that we are going to see the roll down here. Hopefully we find some Ishtal units because this will very likely be an Ishtal reroll line, but we will see. And honestly, if this just was a straight up, regular Ishtal reroll line, I wouldn't have VOD reviewed this game. And because we've seen that line, it's tired, it's boring. I mean, yes, Ishtal reroll, it's great, it's awesome. We know it's broken. Take Prismatic Ticket. I'm pretty sure I've played this line, like my last 2 times I've played this line, I've started the game with Pris Ticket and just both of them hit 3-star 4 cost and 1 out easily, which makes sense. It would also make sense is taking a Milio off carousel here to grab our 3 Ishtal here as early as 2-5. I mean, this is great for us. We immediately get the Milio and feel really, really good about this. But like I'm kind of alluding to, this is not just like a straight up obvious normal Ishtal reroll game. Let's throw this in here. I guess we will take reroll the shop 12 times. You could have an empty bench as well, actually, because this does proc on minions. What does he opt to take here? He takes the shop reroll one, so we are just going to sack a few rounds here and then probably do a 3-2 roll down, maybe even 3-1 if we're rich enough to do it and get this one proc. You can't even roll on like 5 on something like a 2-7 though. Well, we might actually have the gold to get there. The thing about rolling, obviously, when you have Patience of Virtue, is you do want to do it intelligently. You want to do it at a timing when it makes sense. You don't want to, say, burn all of our rolls this round, pick up the Bard and then have to buy a bunch of units this round, buy a bunch of units next round. Like, you end up in this really awkward spot where, like, if you're buying units across multiple rounds, then you're just down an entire silver augment, which is very bad. Very, very bad. So we want to be very intentional about when we roll. I think that would be a 3-1 or a 3-2, but we'll see what Darth Nub wants to do here because there is this tension between this augment and between Ishtal is that you want to proc this quest ASAP, right? You want to get this proc so that you can get to more Ishtal quests, but you also, if we were to say roll down this round and proc it, I mean, sure, we could, and we have 7 out of 10 free rerolls here, so it would be pretty easy to do, but then we would end up in this world where we'd spend a bunch of gold this round. I think it does make a lot more sense to wait. The real question is it a 3-1 or a 3-2? So we'll see. Gargoyle gets dropped off minions there, so that is the easy slam. You just always immediately make this when you are playing this line because it lets you unlock Skarner, and Skarner is very, very good. Looks like, okay, no, we're just pre-pumping this. Pretty wild, actually, that we opted to go down this route because we've spent a lot of income on, you know, something like a pre-pump here, something like, you know, even just chilling on this board right now. And yeah, it's kind of interesting because like you lose a lot of rounds just kind of like waiting to proc this quest, but I think Darth Nub's just saying 135 sun shards, and I don't even have to, you know, guarantee lose streak or anything like that is a pretty good quest to take. So I think it makes sense for sure. But all right, let's go into augment here. Bronze for life, heavy's the crown. Forward thinking. I mean, it cannot be forward thinking. I can't really be bronze for life either, I don't think. Oh, Jeweled Lotus sounds decent enough here. We haven't slammed anything. We could make like a death cap here. I think JL is a good enough augment, especially if we make it to Brock. Hey, what is this? Overwolf, what are you doing to me? Yeah, okay, so we do take the jail, and we are going to roll down here, try to pick up as many good units on this board as possible. We'll hold on to the Violet as well. Here's already where I think Darth Nub makes some kind of interesting calls that I think are very intelligent. Look at these units that we're holding on to here. We're holding on to the Leona and the Zoe here. I think the original idea is that we could potentially, you know, say we roll down and do hit a random Zoe 2, we can open ourselves, and a Leona 2 is the more important one, we can open ourselves up into an ASOL game. You know, imagine you just roll down here and hit Leo 2 on 6. You end up just playing ASOL and you have a great time. So I think that's the idea. Do you just take the Armor one there? What do you take here? Yeah, I think this makes perfect sense. You're just immediately going to get there as long as she gets aggroed on by 1 unit, and just going to be very happy about that. So that makes sense. But here, you know, the plot thickens. There's a Leona in shop. So yeah, we actually lock the shop here with the idea that we're very likely to roll down next round. We're going to take this proc, hopefully get another quest that says, hey, reroll, grab this Leona, and then roll next round. So smart stuff from Darth Nub, kind of, once again, navigating that interesting tension between, you know, wanting to proc these as quickly as possible versus do other stuff. We're going to take the bow here for Nashor's Tooth. There was a Leo here if we wanted to pick up that Leona 2 immediately and have that kind of dream be alive towards playing for something like this, but we opted to just take the Nashor's because it's going to be so good with Jeweled Lotus here. But now we can take, yeah, he is going to opt to take by 20 XP here, which means, are we going to hold the line? Are we going to lock Leona again? Here we are. We're going to go for another lock here, get 2 more refreshes, and then hope that next round we get rerolls or XP or something like that. But we don't want to commit gold. This is one of the most important things when you are playing this Ishtal comp, is to not overcommit gold when you are on the way on a quest. You know, we just take the quests that, you know, require us to spend gold, stuff like buy XP, stuff like reroll, and then wait until next round. And yeah, we're 32 HP, but I mean, we're looking at a decent cash coming here. Okay, you must take reroll the shop. This is fantastic. Oh, wow, we actually opted to cash there. Wow, I'm really surprised he didn't take a reroll there. Yeah, I actually don't understand that at all. That's just a straight up cash here. But the upside is we get quite strong here, and we get the Leona 2. And here is where I don't know how we take this off ramp into this line, but look at our board now. We found a Seraphine, and so our board ends up being Leona, Seraphine, Malzahar. We have the Vian with the Nico, obviously, for Defender. Then we have the Kog'Maw tying together Void and Arcanist on this board. And strangely, this is going to turn into a weird Targon plus Malzahar reroll line. And like I said, I really don't know exactly how we got here. I actually wanted to do a quick scout of the lobby. Let's do it after we're done rerolling, or I could just honestly, I could pause. I mean, it's allowed. I can just pause here because there's actually a lot going on. Was there someone else that was Ishtal reroll in this lobby, and that's why we opted to not? No, it was, I actually don't understand how we ended up in this line, but look what's happening is we're using our free rerolls here. We're seeing a ton of Malzahars, finding, I mean, just so many, a ton of Leonas as well. Like we're almost, and yeah, we are just going to opt to dupe and make the Leona 3 here as our front line here. So boom, Leona 3 front line plus Malzahar, and we're holding on to Zoe as well as an out here. This is just a premier Targon 3-cost reroll line, and the traits actually fit beautifully here. Last augment here, Soul Awakening sounds, oh, maybe you take Belt Overflow just because actually Belt Overflow sounds amazing here. Normally this augment's like kind of whatever, but this is Redemption Nashor's Warmogs here as our slams here. This looks amazing actually, and looking like we're actually considering not making the slam on the Warmogs here, just because that does leave something like a Guard Breaker open. I would just feel like you must make this here just because it's the third item onto Leona. So yeah, must make. What are we fighting? Why are we fighting TX2142? Okay. Well, that will certainly be a problem, especially because we are 32 HP. So yeah, sorry. Sorry to Darth Nub for that. I don't know where. I mean, obviously they took a dupe augment and then somehow found, which player was that? No, this is not Daydreaming. It's another player playing T-Hex, which is so funny. I lost him, this person. So obviously they got dupe off one buff. What happened is we got dropped a dupe, right? I think everybody got dropped a dupe here. Yeah, so everybody got dropped a dupe. And then they obviously took another dupe, unlocked the T-Hex, double duped, and then their T-Hex 2. Pretty cool, I will say. Wait, is that? Oh, no, that's just Money Monsoon for Daydreaming, right? I think so. We'll check. Darth Nub here. Also, I need to turn music off so it's not playing over my other music. Sorry, it's a little. I mean, I love the music for the set, honestly. I did the thing that I always do though, and I burned myself out on the music in like PB and playtest, and like by the time that was over, who cares? We are just gonna send it here because we are quite close to our Malza, and look at this, really close to our Zoe as well. We are one off each, and we are just gonna send it to 0, pick up the Zoe 3, pick up the Malz 3, make another TG, and this is our life. Zoe, Malz, Leona, Targon, reroll. What? I honestly, I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you where this comp came from, but I mean, the board, like I talked about, it fits so nice. The Cogmaw in there, this little like, this core of like Malz connecting to Cog, which connects to Nico, which connects to Vi, which connects to Seraphine, and boom, 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 boom. Like this 5-unit core for 5 traits, and then you just play 2 Targon to supplement that. I mean, it looks like a real board to me, but I've never seen this before. But it's so cool actually, and it just. I mean, it works, right? We're on a 2 streak here. We're 20 HP is the problem. If we ever rotate into that T-Hex guy, I mean, we are just praying. We are praying to just not rotate into that T-Hex guy. Rotate into them as infrequently as possible, because that is rough. The other really cool thing about this line is you play the Leona. She gives you Wound, obviously. You play the Zoe. She gives you Shred. So this is a board where you don't need to build Heal Cut, and you don't need to build MR Shred, which is really, really interesting. We actually end up in this kind of embarrassment of items situation where you have like kind of too many items. But I think this would... Ooh, Reforged Cloak there. I'm imagining we're looking for like a Shojin adaptive and just slam those onto Zoe and then we can move the TG away. Yeah, I mean, this makes perfect sense. Throw that onto Nico for now, get the Val value there. Really, we're just hoping for like some kind of damage item, like a Shojin Archangel or something, I would think. But I mean, honestly, getting Zoe to cast a lot is not bad. She's now reapplying this MR Shred. She's reapplying her Chill. So, if they're ever a unit to just throw these kind of like multiple cast style items on, this would be one to do it. But yeah, I mean, 4 streak achieved here. I guess the only question for Mr. I was going to say Mort Dog for some reason, but for Darth Nub here is what do you actually add to this board going out from here? There are no more like traits to add. 3 Targon obviously doesn't do anything. I mean, I guess you could somehow unlock a soul and fit him on this board, which would be kind of lit, but I think we'd have to go pretty far to end up doing that. I mean, I guess the most obvious thing would be something like a Tariq here, or honestly, I wonder if it was ever Skarner. I feel... Maybe we were supposed to unlock Skarner on minions and then have that be our level 8 on this board. That makes a lot of sense to me in just such an AD-centric meta. I mean, we can do a quick scout here, but 1 AD, 2 AD, 3 AD, 4 AD, 5 AD. So yeah, I think Skarner, honestly, maybe Darth Nub's kicking himself a little bit that we did not unlock Skarner here just because we have the Gargoyle already. We really do want to play this dude on the board. We'll certainly be able to play him next, on the next minion round. We can unlock him, but we'll see. We'll see where this port goes from here. Last Zoe item, Nashers or Guard Breaker here. Imagine it would be a Guard Breaker, but I mean, definitely will be a Nashers if we can't pick that up. And honestly, maybe you could even say that Nashers is better, but I think we kind of have a lot of mana gen on this, so I don't really think we need another mana gen item. But yeah, we're going to level up here, find a Tariq. So yeah, that is just going to be the in on this board. Swain, also another unit that maybe could fit here. And yeah, wow, we just send it to 0 here, pick up the Tariq 2 here, and looking pretty good. And yeah, we're going to move this TG, a little bit of a sketchy TG onto Tariq, but knows that like this TG kind of has to stay on Tariq here. Yeah, we could move it to Seraphine for 1 round, but then we're going to have to spend another remover to move it up to Tariq. And especially in this world where we're thinking of maybe looking for the, I mean, we'll see. be. But if we are thinking of looking for the Skarner, this makes a lot of sense to preserve 2 removers. We do win that fight, by the way. Oh my god. Can we check the damage charts here for that? Yeah, 11k from Malz, 9k from Zoe. With all mana gen items onto Zoe. This is... I mean, it's such a weird board, but I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, it's doing fantastically well. We are starting to fight some pretty scary boards. Lucian and Senna, 2-star here. The Leona is just monstrously... Look at her go. How much damage did that Leona tank that fight? She just sat on the front line, tanked 22k. I mean, to be fair, oh my god, to be fair, this is incredible. Move Gargoyle this round? We must, right? We must. Oh, we're not gonna. Is this? Yeah, it's an AD board. They did buff Leona 3 quite precipitously this patch, right? She now flat reduces 70 damage per instance, which is just, I mean, it's huge, right? Especially against boards that do like small little ticks of damage. That is a Shiv 2, must be played on the board, and the TG must move over there. And oh, I'm surprised that we didn't move the other TG, but okay. End up taking the Gargoyle here. Just gonna slam that onto Seraphine. So we are finally gonna get the Skarner unlock here, but we did get to move the TG as well. So everything looking good here. This T-Hex board's not bad. Oh my god, this fight was a Skarner diff. High key. Skarner does get picked up here. Has to come in over the Taric, right? A little bit awkward. Sell this. Oh my god, we find Lucian Senna too. We're actually going to roll over with the idea that Skarner is that important on the board. I mean, it makes sense, right? 10 armor to your entire board is going to be more valid than the Lucian and Senna DR, especially when we basically already have DR from the Shiv. Makes sense. All right. I will say this fight looks pretty scary. Man, Malz is doing his darndest. Oh my god, we win! Against a level 10 double T-Hex board? I've seen enough. I'm 20 out of 20 Targon Malzahar, whatever this is, reroll. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy that we win that fight. Our Shiv rolled pretty good items here. This is the last fight. It's all going to come down to positioning. We throw everything on the left side here to try to eat these ults, have our backline not get sniped. Shiv in a pretty good spot to survive. Our Leona gets blown to hell. Oh my god. I think they got too many items. They got too much onto that second T-Hex here. So it'll be a humble second for Darth Nub, but a really, really cool one in a line that, like I said, oh, sorry. Well, it's gone. But here, you can look at the final board right here if you want. But yeah, I mean, just a crazy, I don't know where this comp came from, but it did great. And I mean, that's what this channel is all about, is highlighting cool text like this. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch for Medify, all my links down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always.